Hey guys, Jason back for another statue review. Today I'm going to be reviewing XM Studios Magdalena, or the Magdalena, as she's called. The other day I reviewed a piece that I thought was basically one of the most underrated pieces there is, which is XM Studios Black Cat. And in the theme of that, as I'm starting to put some of my statues away and box them up for moving, I wanted to do another piece that is not a new piece, it's an older piece, but is one that I also believe to be one of the most underrated statues, at least that I have. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the most underrated statues in the hobby. So that is XM Studios Magdalena. So a lot of people might sort of be in the same position I was, which is not really knowing who Magdalena is when it comes to her role in comic books. I personally, I don't usually do this, but I bought this statue literally just because I thought she looked so badass. I just really loved her look. I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and I just felt like she had that Castlevania vibe, the sort of the Catholic Church motif, and the colors with the golds and the red and the black, and that sort of like a bit of gothic look, but of course also she's a beautiful woman. There was just kind of a cool juxtaposition of beauty and like savagery in this piece. So that's kind of why I picked her up. I don't usually do that. Usually I have some sort of nostalgic connection to a statue that I buy, but for her it was like all aesthetics. And then once I bought her, I started looking up her character, and it made me appreciate the character in the statue even more. So again, for those of you who are not familiar with the character, she was introduced in Top Cow comics and has basically sort of appeared in Witchblade and in the Darkness. She's done a team up with Lara Croft? Lara or Laura? I don't even remember now. Anyways, with Tomb Raider, and essentially what she is, her backstory is that she is a descendant of Mary of Magdalene, and apparently a descendant also of Jesus in this lore. Mary and Jesus sort of were secretly married, and every Magdalena through the generations is of this bloodline, and they're essentially a protector of the Catholic Church. And there's a few different iterations apparently of her in the comics. I've only ever read the ones that have what I believe this statue is a representation of, and I think her name is Patience, if I remember correctly. And this is the one that teams up with Sarah Pazzini. Is her name Sarah Pazzini? I think so. Which is the Witchblade that most people know, and they sort of become like a duo, fighting demons and what have you. So Magdalena doesn't have a lot of powers, but the powers that every Magdalena iteration has is they have the ability to basically see into a person's heart and then show them the error of their ways and their sins, and allow them to ask for repentance. Kind of like, I guess, a little bit like Ghost Rider in some ways. And this weapon, which is the sword of, oh man, I can't remember all the terminology now. What is it? The sword of destiny? I think it's, or sorry, not sword, the spear of destiny is said to be the spear that pierced Christ's side on the crucifixion. So it has the special ability to sort of counteract evil, and it has the ability to kill demons, which most normal weapons wouldn't be able to do. So that is kind of her backstory. Again, a really, really cool story and cool lore, and I love how she ties in with some other characters. She's even done a sort of a collaboration or a team up with Vampirella, who's another one of my favorite characters. So really, really cool. I bought her for the looks, but the reason I'll never let her go is just because of, it's a mixture of how she looks, but also just her story. I think it's cool. So without further ado, let's get into the statue. Thanks. So before we actually get into the details of the statue, let's just take a look at what she comes with. So of course she has her handbook with the instructions, the assembly guide, and I love it I loved it when XM used to do this. Unfortunately now it's all online. She comes with a separate portrait swap out, which is also beautiful. It's just an unhooded portrait, and her lipstick is a little bit darker as well. Take a look, really nicely painted, beautiful portrait. I'll show you just that in comparison to the one that she comes with, or the one that I have her displayed with. I love the look of that hood, so I don't think I would ever display this one, but it's nice to have the option. And then she comes with a swap out gun hand as well, because she does sometimes use firearms. Mainly she uses swords and daggers. As you can see, she's got this beautiful katana and another one in its sheath here. And then she has the Spear of Destiny. But like I said, she can also have this gun. I'm not going to switch it out because her cape would need to come off, and then I would need to undo a bunch of things to do it. But you get the idea. And then, as always, she comes with this beautiful art print. Really nice. I actually had to double take because it looked like it was just a photograph of the statue, but it is actually painted. Really nice. I love how they have the this sort of sculpture that she comes with in the background there, sort of almost appearing out of the mist or out of the darkness. Very nice. Okay, so now let's look at the statue itself. And as I'm sure you've realized by now, it's actually two statues in one, which is pretty crazy. So you get her, the Magdalena, but you also get this companion piece that comes with her, which is a giant stone sculpture of a angel. Maybe it's Archangel Michael. I think I read that somewhere, defeating a demon here. And this is showing an older version of the Spear of Destiny here, and then of course she's holding the new iteration of it here. It's pretty crazy because this statue, I mean, I had to buy this statue after retail. I think I bought it off eBay, but it retailed for around $900 American, give or take, which is insane for what you get for this for that money for this statue. It had a edition size of 500, I believe, which is relatively low. And I guess, you know, partly they were doing lower edition sizes back then, but partly I guess it's just because it's not a super popular character. But like what you get for $500, if someone bought this at the time for retail, like, wow, what a steal. I would honestly pay near double that to have this if I didn't have it already. So let's get into her. As I've already showed, her portrait is beautiful. Nice gloss on the eyes, looks lifelike. Her skin has a bit of like a matte finish to it, which is nice. It gives it a really soft, gentle look. I think that's what I like about this character. You know, I mentioned earlier that it was sort of a mixture of savagery with beauty, but it's not savagery with beauty. It's like a serene gentleness mixed with this sort of a little more savage, you know, with weaponry, and obviously she looks like she's ready for battle, but she has this really sort of gentle look to her face. Like you can see a kindness behind her eyes. I really think that was captured well. It's perfect for the character, and I love it. Hair is beautifully sculpted. Nice detail in the paint of it. You know, different variations in the browns and darker browns. As I said, I love the hood. I think it's a really, really cool look. It gives her a bit of a look of mystery, almost like a druid look, which obviously works, or a monk look, which works for the sort of the Catholic theme. Black on top, and then that little pop of red inside is nice. Accents the rest of the outfit. Here it is from the side, if I can get it to focus. There we go. And then as we come down, this is, I mean, some of the details of her outfit. This sort of leather outfit with the you know, the shiny leather ribbing, and then the pops of color with the gold and the reds. Gold and red almost always look so good together, especially on a black backdrop, and this just looks stunning. Again, the sort of softness of her skin,
I love little details like this, her arm wrapped up in sort of a cloth, coming down to her leather glove. And then as we go up and look at the Spear of Destiny, beautifully detailed. Lots of different tones and colors within the metal pieces of it. And then obviously that shiny black shaft. So going back to her outfit, the shoulder, there's a word for these, but essentially the shoulder guards look really nice. There's some nice detailing in them. Again, for such a small piece, there are a number of different variations in color in every bit of it, which just look beautiful. You know, like the black cat that I reviewed the other day, there's a insane attention to detail in this that I'm not sure I see as much in the newer XM pieces. Maybe it's just been a while and I haven't reviewed one of them, and it's there and I just forgot. But like both of these older XM pieces, and just beautifully detailed. Look at that. I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I really feel like this character could fit in a Castlevania game. So as you're coming down, I like the overlapping pieces of the outfit here. The leather, and then just another piece of leather, kind of like overlapping. You can see how it was created. Potentially, you know, there's some movement in here to give her movement within this sort of more rigid protective leather outfit. You can see that the pieces actually do overlap, and then shows a little bit of skin in the hips, so she can have some mobility in there. Just the attention to detail and the thought that goes into these outfits. I know part of this is based on a comic book version and some art, but also, I mean, the sculptor has to think about these things and how they're going to translate that when creating it in 3D, and I think they just did a masterful job. Coming down into this really cool stylized cross for her belt buckle, and then coming over and again seeing the detail down her legs, this sort of leg protection with straps around the legs to hold it in place, and then obviously these hanging sword scabbards and the actual sword itself here hanging on a piece of real chain. Very cool. Awesome. And then on this leg, we've got a little pouch, because again, can't have a superhero without a pouch. This beautifully crafted dagger, and then again, the other katana with the sword, with the cross on the hilt, and then really nice sculpted sword. Is this metal? I don't know. Might be metal. I can't actually tell. But whatever it is, it looks stunning. And then coming down her legs, I didn't mention, but like you can see the way that they've sculpted these legs and even in the arms to really look like leather. The way it's sort of, if you go in just the fine details of the leather, or what looks like leather. It's just really well done. There's little hints of blues in the blacks as well, which is very subtle, but like it gives it depth and just really makes it look realistic. Again, the strap for the knee pad coming down, and then the shin guards with that same detail, really ornate, very beautiful, and then down to her shoes. Like I said, the level of detail. Look at these buckles where these shin guards are strapped on. Her nails are painted. Again, it's that mixture of beauty and sort of battle readiness that really impressed me about this piece. So as we come down into the base, I'm even really impressed with the base. I'm not sure what material they've used for this. I know that the majority of it is cold cast resin, as XM like to use, and it really gives it a nice crisp look. But there's a lot of variation within the bases, even, or within the base. So this looks I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it has a really, really nice look to it. It really looks like sort of broken up stonework. The detail in the sculpt and in the paint is immaculate. So you've got this piece, kind of like a broken, really detailed column that's broken down, that she sort of Captain Morgan posing on. But then this underneath, it's hard to explain, but it really looks like it's some sort of I don't know if it's a translucent material that they've actually put little bits of like a different type of material in to give it that sort of three-dimensional stone look. But I've never seen this effect before, but it's extremely impressive, and it really stands out. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from the film, but these look very different, and this stuff down here really looks like a totally different type of brick material compared to the more stone here. Like, it looks grainy. It's very granular. I don't know if you can see that, but like there's grains that actually look like they're built into the material. So that's cool. And then as you come up, there's this piece of what looks like obviously totally different type of stone. Maybe this is like a marble or something, but a broken wing that's on her base. This is not part of this. It's on her base, so it moves independently as you move this around. But obviously, it is the broken wing from here, which is a really, really cool tie-in of the two pieces together. It really just sort of links the two separate statues and kind of brings them together. Now, obviously, you can display her without this back piece. They're completely independent. But if you have the space, this is very high, by the way, or very, very tall. That didn't even fit in the display plate cases that I had for her, so I kind of had to put him separate beside. Just be aware that you're going to need a lot of space if you want to display both these together. But this piece, if you have the space, really is a nice accent piece to it. And if you can help it, don't leave it in the box. Try and display it, because it has a very different look. It's not, it's fairly uniform. It has some blues, some greens, some grays. Like I said, it looks like maybe a marble, an old weathered marble statue. Nice detailing. But like I mentioned in my previous review for the Black Cat piece, if you look closely, it looks like it's been sort of carved through gouging, and it's a little bit rougher of a sculpt, but intentionally it's meant to look like a sculpted piece of art, like a stone or some type of like carved material, as opposed to something organic, which is really nice and smooth. It looks like it is a carved piece of art, and I think that's a really nice detail or feature of this. The face is all sort of weathered. You can see the chainmail in his outfit, and again you can see that sort of look as though it's been sculpted with a chisel. And then coming down to the base, back again, there's the cross on it. Here's the slayed or slain demon, and again really nice detailing up into the back of it. Very, very nice. And then you can see the sculpt work in the Magdalena's cape from the back, and some more of the details in the back of her. On the subject of her cape, I really, really love the subtle movement that it displays. It's not overly dramatic, but she's got her hair blowing slightly in the wind. The cape has that same sort of movement as if it's just small gusts of wind. there's just a really nice, gentle elegance to this piece, which is why, again, I truly believe that this is one of the most underrated statues out there. I understand that most people don't have a connection to this character, but if you like this look in your characters, if you like Castlevania and you dig that sort of Catholic motif in your superheroes, or just if you generally are a connoisseur of beautiful artwork when it comes to women depicted in sort of warrior attire, I think this is a statue for you. And again, this is one of those statues that will never leave my my collection. I love it. So thanks again, guys. Please give me your comments. Let me know what you think of the statue. Were you familiar with Magdalena before this video? Let me know where I messed up, because I'm sure I got some of the lore wrong. And if you enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. Till then, next time, guys. Until next time, later.